So before we continue into the video, a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, JerseyFifa.com, the home of all of the greatest football kits. Whether that be the new latest releases or the old classic ones like this, Jersey FIFA has something for everyone, and now you can check it out yourself using the link in the description down below. And also make sure to use code JerseyFifa for 10% off when you order. Hey guys, welcome back to the AJ Analysis channel and the Scouting for Manchester United series, where today we continue our pursuit for a new centre-back for Manchester United. Despite the fact that Kim Min-jae and Yuri and Timber both appear set for different moves to different clubs, Manchester United continue to be linked with centre-backs, and one of those is Todibo, or Todibo, I'm not too sure how you say his name. But a 23-year-old Frenchman playing for Nice represents a very good young ball-playing centre-back, very athletic, standing at 6'2" tall, very physical, a big presence. So today we're going to look at some of his strengths, his weaknesses, and whether or not he would be a good signing for Manchester United. So first things first, one thing which Ten Hag demands from his centre-backs is a ball-playing ability from the back, and this is something that Todibo would bring to the team. He's very, very comfortable on the ball, having an element of press resistance to his game, not on the level of Yuri and Timber, but more than comfortable receiving the ball. He's got good footwork to get the ball out of his feet. So in terms of upgrading on Raphael Varane, Todibo is definitely better on the ball, he's more comfortable under pressure, so would be an upgrade in this department. He is also an upgrade in terms of his passing as well. He's a very good short passer of the ball, happy to play his way out from the back, kind of combining with his fullback or his holding midfielder, allowing United to evade pressure. So if he was to come into the team, he'd be comfortable to kind of absorb pressure from the striker here, but then he has the ability to play the ball round the corner and get out of the press. Another way he likes to get out of the press as well is sort of this medium ranged pass out to the fullback on the other side as well. A little clipped ball over the forwards, out to the fullback on the other side, allows Todibo and his team to avoid pressure and get out from the back. So, from a passing point of view, Todibo looks very good. He's also very progressive with his passing as well, whether that be higher up the pitch in the middle third, or from these deeper areas. Todibo is very, very capable of playing the ball through the lines with short passing into the midfielders. This is something he does very, very well. So on the ball, he would certainly be an upgrade on Raphael Varane in terms of his passing, and it is reflected in his FBref report here. Passes completed and attempted both in the 87th percentile, showing that he is comfortable getting a lot of the ball, being a high volume player, but in terms of passes completed in the short, 95th percentile for his pass completion, and also the 90th percentile for his pass completion with medium range passes. We can also see that his progressive passing distance is in the 90th percentile, and this really captures the fact that he is a very good passer of the ball. Now this comfort on the ball also suggests that Todibo would be more than comfortable in this kind of sustained possession shape which Manchester United currently use, which is of course a very versatile shape, constantly rotating, at times a 3-2, at times a 2-3, different shapes. Todibo would be comfortable in most of those situations. He would be comfortable rotating to be the middle centre-back in a system like this. He would be more than comfortable using his passing range from in this area. More than comfortable on the ball, he could certainly play this role. But what I think would be more likely is him playing as the right-sided centre-back, because this is something which Nice sometimes do. At times we will see the right-back invert for Nice, kind of moving into this area, allowing Todibo to be the right-sided centre-back, from where we do see his progressive passing coming into the game a bit more, particularly with progressive passes out to the right winger, or in between the lines to this advanced midfielder. That is certainly something which Todibo would be more than comfortable doing, and it's also highlighted by the fact that he has regularly played in a back three for Nice as this right centre-back position. So I think in terms of if United were to use this build-up shape, this would really suit Todibo, it would really suit what he does on the ball, and I think he would be very effective from this position. From here, in terms of progressing the ball further forward, he has other ways of doing it as well. Whilst his progressive passing is very good, he's also comfortable stepping forward with the ball. And again, this is something that we would see from this right-sided position, stepping forward to move the team forward. And as you would expect, this is backed up with his FBref report, where we can see that his progressive carrying distance is in the 96th percentile, and his total carrying distance is in the 97th percentile, carries the 96th percentile, and take-ons attempted the 92nd percentile. He's clearly a player which is more than comfortable on the ball, kind of taking pressure from the opposition and striding forward. So on the ball, I think Todibo would be a really good fit for this team. Now, in terms of the more in-detail intricacies of what Todibo does on the ball, that is something that we would look at another day if he gets more heavily linked with the club, or if he was to make a move. But in terms of, in general, in possession on the ball, he would be an upgrade on Raphael Varane. He's not the level of Kim Min-jae or Yuri and Timber, but he is still very good. He's comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, good footwork to get the ball out of his feet, he's a good short and medium range passer, so he's good out of the press, but then also in the middle third, in sustained possession, he's very good at progressing the ball, whether that be via progressive passes through the lines, or carrying the ball forward himself. And tactically, I also think the system suits him quite well. So on the ball, he looks like quite a good fit. The question is, does he fit from a defensive point of view? At the end of the day, he is a centre-back. It's one thing being good on the ball, but can you actually defend? Well, again, the answer is yes for Todibo. And we see this in his FBref report. Tackles in the 92nd percentile, tackles won in the 95th percentile. Todibo is a very aggressive front foot defender, which wants to be physical. He wants to make contact with the opposition striker. So when the ball is in these areas, he wants to go be touch tight, super aggressive on the tackle using that big frame, standing at 6'2" tall. He wants to be there, be aggressive, win the ball back for his side on the front foot. Something he does very, very well. But importantly, he is also more than capable going the other way as well. And that is particularly important playing alongside Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro Martinez is someone himself which likes to be quite aggressive and on the front foot and be very assertive. So it's important that Todibo is also able to go the other way. And again, that is certainly something that he can do. In terms of his recovery pace, he's a very, very quick defender. You may not expect it from someone standing at 6'2" tall, but he is very, very quick. So in terms of athletically, not many forwards are going to get past him because he combines incredible strength with incredible speed. So in 1v1 duels, he's very, very good. That 1v1 ability in particular is something that would be very valuable at Manchester United in particular. Again, if United are to use this shape in possession, it means that from a defensive point of view, when possession is turned over, Todibo would often find himself defending in these wide positions. Now, initially, as we've seen already, he's got the speed and the physicality to deal with these situations, but he's also got very good agility. Despite being 6'2", he's very good at opening his hips up to defend a situation, and he is very, very good in 1v1 duels. And I believe this is backed up once again in his FBref report, where we can see dribblers tackled the 93rd percentile, dribblers challenged the 83rd percentile, and the percentage of dribblers tackled the 91st percentile. He is very, very good at getting himself in these positions and dealing with these situations. And one of the reasons that he's so good at it is because he's used to doing it. We can see it on his heat map here. This isn't as centralised as what we would expect from most centre-backs. That points to the fact that he's played in a back three this season, where he has defended on in this wider position on the right-hand side. So in terms of, again, from a tactical point of view, I think he really suits what Erik ten Hag would like. He's very good 1v1 in these kind of outside positions. He's good in the air, although I'd like to see work in this area. He is still pretty dominant in the air at 6'2" tall, but then on the ball, he has everything. He is kind of the complete package of what Erik ten Hag wants in a centre-back. The question for me surrounding Todibo would be on pure quality. In terms of profile, he is very much the right fit. In terms of his age, at 23 years old, he's the sort of player which Erik ten Hag can develop. 6'2" tall, very physical, something which we know which ten Hag wants. He's also very, very quick, got good recovery pace, he can defend on the front foot or be that covering defender. He's very good in 1v1 situations. He's more than comfortable defending out wide, better than any of the United defenders currently in that sort of area. And then on the ball, he has a bit of press resistance. He's comfortable receiving the ball into feet. He's got good control. He's a good passer of the ball. He can play out from the back, but also progress the ball. From a tactical point of view, he really does bring everything that Ten Hag would want at Manchester United. The question for me is just, what is his ceiling as a player? What is the level that he can get to? Well, he's always been a player which has had a lot of promise. He went to Barcelona at a very, very young age and was tipped to be a top centre-back. Now, he will admit he let himself down with kind of how he acted off the pitch, his work ethic and things like that. He's admitted, basically, that he was the problem and that he let himself down. And it seems to be something which he has addressed in the past few seasons, and now he is in a much better place off the pitch. So, hopefully he can now reach that potential. Would I sign him if I was Manchester United right now? I'm not too sure. Personally, I don't think centre-back is a priority depending on other signings which Manchester United make. However, if the money is left over, maybe you bring him in. The question I have for you guys is, if he was to come into the team, do you think he would displace Raphael Varane from the side, or do you think he would be more of a backup? In terms of who is the better player, it is still Raphael Varane. He is a better defender. But in terms of the profile of what Ten Hag wants, Todibo is the better fit. So do you think he would come straight into the starting 11, or do you think he would find himself on the bench on quite a regular basis? Because if he would find himself on the bench, then £30 to £40 million for a player on the bench is quite expensive, especially when United are restricted financially at the moment and also have so many positions to address. But those are kind of my thoughts on Todibo. Like I said during the video, if you want to see a more in-depth video on Todibo, let me know in the comments down below. But it will probably only happen if we see more concrete links to him, and also if we see a transfer kind of actually advancing and actually happening. If that is the case, I will look more in depth and we'll see the intricacies of him kind of as a player in general. But I think that's my thoughts for Todibo. I think that's where I'm done with this video. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you could subscribe before you leave as well, that would be greatly appreciated. But apart from that, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.